Good evening, boys and girls, and tonight I'm going to be reading Mr. Penguin's First Christmas. As the sun set on Christmas Eve, a sound boomed across the South Pole. Crash! 4 little penguins walked along and fell into a giant hole. There inside that snowy pit was a funny shaped snowy mound with 2 stripy legs sticking out and flippers that made a sound. "What a weird bird," said Penguin Peg. "That's no bird," said Penguin Paul. "Give it a poke," said Mrs. Penguin. Mr. Penguin said nothing at all. Then something small burst out and cried, "I'm no bird, I'm Ed the elf. I fell out of Santa's sleigh. Now I'm crashed and I've hurt myself." Mr. Penguin felt bad for Ed, but he also was a bit confused. He asked, "What's an elf? What's a sleigh? What's a Santa? What's a Christmas? And are you bruised?" "Oh, blooming baubles," shouted Elf. "You've never heard of Christmas Day? I'll teach you how to celebrate till Santa returns in his sleigh. First, some sparkle is what we need to bring some holiday glee. Let's try to find some twinkly treats and we can hang them on the Christmas tree. But in the snow, it's hard to find decorations to gleam and shine. So what the penguins used instead were fish and some boring old twine." Ed said, "Next, we'll get some kind gifts to show our friends that we care. But remember, they should be thoughtful, not fancy, sparkly or rare." The gift for Grandma Penguin was cute, but it wasn't quite right. It was too wet, much too big, and it gave her a fright. Next, the penguins tried a carol, and though Ed sang with a smile, Mr. Penguin's horrid screeching squawks could be heard for miles and miles. "I've ruined Christmas," cried Mr. Penguin, feeling rather sad. Ed said, "You don't know what you mean. It's the most fun I've ever had. This Christmas may not be fancy, but the spirit we have is right. Let's laugh and sing and just be glad we're together this Christmas night." But then Ed's golden watch struck 12 with a jingly chime. "Oh no, the sleigh is almost here and I haven't made a sign." Mr. Penguin's family knew what to do. They had thought of a perfect gift. They called their penguin friends to make a sign in the snowdrift. Santa flew over in his sleigh, and from up high he could see some writing in the snow that said, "Santa, please rescue me." As Santa landed with a thud He cried out, "Well, what a sight! I'll spend the rest of Christmas here. It's perfect end to my night." They celebrated together, and when it was time to say goodbye, Ed promised that next Christmas he would be sure to pop by. That's the end. I hope you enjoyed that story.